Hey guys, Jason here with another episode of Sports Buzz, and today I want to break some news to you guys. Lovie Smith has been hired as the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Alright, well, a little bit of background here to Lovie Smith. Started his coaching career in 1996 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers under Tony Dungy as the, I think it was defensive linebacker coach, if I'm not mistaken, or defensive coordinator. And he was there until 2000, I believe, and then he got he was with the St. Louis Rams, and then got the Bears head coaching job. Was there until from 2004 to 2012. Led the team to a Super Bowl appearance in 2006 versus the Colts, where they lost that game with Rex Grossman and Devin Hester with a kick return and whatnot. Some of you may remember that Peyton Manning, his first win, like I said, was fired in 2012, beginning of last year, and has been out of football for a year and is now back. Lovie Smith, I think, enters a very promising situation in Tampa Bay now, but a very kind of unhealthy situation. We kind of know Greg Schiano was hired. I believe this year if he would have stayed this year would have been his third year. So he got fired after his second year. Right off the bat, just a whole bunch of incidences. Last year, I believe it was one of the first couple games. Actually, on the end of the game, the kneel down, he tried going after the quarterback. I believe it was Andy Dalton. I'm not mistaken. I'm not necessarily sure. Ever since, there's been kind of mixed feelings about him this year. You had the fallout with Josh Freeman, who is now with the Vikings, and it just wasn't connecting with the players. He got his quarterback Mike Glennon, who I'll talk about in a minute here. It's just a whole bunch going on. So Lovie enters that situation. Mike Glennon's the quarterback now. Doug Martin's coming off a shoulder injury that's kept him sidelined for, I want to say, 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. It's gonna be interesting to get to the team now. Lovie Smith brings in with him, I don't exactly know the offensive coordinator's name, so excuse me for that, but he brings in Rod Marinelli with him on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, Lovie Smith is a defensive-minded coach who I think will help this team a lot. And I believe they already have a promising defense, and whatnot. But the one main thing before I get into that, they don't have a GM either. Mark Dominic was fired along with Greg Schiano, and so Lovie's going to be in charge of finding a GM and, of course, getting his coaching staff together, which I think is a huge undertaking, but it really is going to prove what he can do for a team, see if he can turn the team around. He's got 4 years to do it. He was signed to a 4-year deal today, as I said a long time ago here. Like I said, I think it's going to be interesting. Back to the team here again. The defense, though, with Rod Marinelli, it's going to be, I think, a Tampa 2 cover 2 defense like he ran in Chicago for many, many years, and it was successful for the most part. There was holes for sure. If you missed your assignment, you're screwed, basically, is what's going to happen. And Bears had Brian Urlacher, I will say that. He had a great middle linebacker for many, many years. So it's going to be a little different. I like the defense, Tampa Bay's defense. They got Darrelle Revis, who I still think has a lot left in his tank. He hurt his ACL last year and kind of wishy-washy, and he was still, from what I saw, a shutdown corner. He's got that. I like the defensive line. The defensive line with Rod Marinelli, I think is going to do wonders. He was pretty good in Chicago. The defense was always, 1 or 2 in the league, I want to say, or around that, in the top 10 at least. In Dallas, he was with them. He was also pretty good. The line, the secondary was another story. There's that. He was, of course, Marinelli was with the Lions, and that wasn't a success. That's something completely different. Offensively, though, I think this team is going to be an undertaking. Depending on who they bring in, there's been rumors. Former Cal Berkeley coach, if I'm not mistaken, I forget his name at the moment. I have not really checked into his pedigree or his background and whatnot, so I cannot comment on that. But it's gonna be interesting to see what the offense can do. I like Mike Glennon personally. I don't know if he's the quarterback of the future yet, though. He showed a lot. He showed enough for me to maybe get a year as a starter. Maybe they can bring somebody, a veteran, or just draft someone just to have. I mean, and someone who they believe in, someone who Lovie believes in. Running back wise, I like Doug Martin as a running back. I think he's going to play wonders for his team. He's always been a stud, both fantasy wise and real life wise. Just been run up and down the field. Can keep plays alive, and I really like that. I believe it's Mike James is their backup running back. I like him as well, so they can use him on third down sets and whatnot. I do like the offense there. From what I've seen, the offensive line, they need help. So that should be interesting. I believe they brought in Carl Nix last year. I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he was out for a little while this year. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong with that. So it should be interesting to see what he does. They've got Vincent Jackson, of course, as a wide receiver. He's still dynamic. If given time, if given the ball down the field, you got Mike Williams on the other side, who I also like as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Lovie Smith does all around. Of course, he's a defensive-minded coach, so I think the defense is gonna thrive. Excuse me, for sure. The offense could take a while, but I think Tampa Bay fans, and I've heard a lot of people saying, some analysts on NFL Network saying they think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could be the Kansas City Chiefs of next year. I don't know about that. It's going to take a while if this even develops. It's going to take a while for this to happen. I do like Lovie Smith. The only concern I have is maybe he's a little laid back at times and just doesn't have that aggressive style to him. I know in Chicago he preached, especially on defense, play to the whistle, strip the ball, and that's definitely what I think is going to help their defense. Like I said, offensively it's going to take a little while, depending who they bring in, depending what the system is. It's going to be really interesting. I've said that a couple of times already, so what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good hire? So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Sports Goes. Please subscribe. I want to also wish you guys a very happy New Year, a happy and healthy, safe 2014. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for my subscribers. I put videos out for you guys, so thank you guys for watching these episodes every day when I put them up. I'm working on an album review. I should hopefully be up in I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks. I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Go back to school in a couple weeks. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Sports Buzz. Have a nice day. Bye bye.